to another SCPH Replay Cast, and this is gonna be Replay Casting session number 4 going live on Twitch. We said before we were trying to do this weekly. I think bi-weekly is a good rate. At least we have once a month. Looking for twice, that's for sure. But we start things off here and now on Triton. This is gonna be a ZVP, and introducing our players here on the bottom right. We do have the red Protos, that is Mikoto. Saka Mikoto sounds like a pretty weeb name to me. I wonder which anime character we're talking about here for the Protoss. But his opponent on the top left, it is gonna be the blue Zerg. That is SCPH Paul. So Polka Dodge here gonna be playing the Zerg this time. That's gonna be a very interesting approach into this game. Usually you see him on Terran, but anyway, we'll see him on an off race into this matchup. Might have been random, but it seems like in the loading screen he did pick Zerg, so might be looking to change things up. But in the meantime, Mikoto already with a proxy pylon down below. Does Paul spot this out? Yes, he does. Immediately gonna be pulling in a lot of drums. There's actually gonna be 6 of them coming on to try and shut this down. Looking for this round, wants to get for the probe, gets the perfect pincer, and that probe gonna be solo cancel already, preventing any kind of antics in the first place. It looked like it was going to be a cannon rush into this one, walling on in to try and protect Paul, though still chasing that probe, not going to be able to get the kill. So stopping the cheese already at the start. Good start here for Paul, and be able to macro at his heart's desire. So Mikoto going for the early forge does put them at a little bit of the disadvantage. Going to be a slower natural, going to be a slower army count, and might take a little later to get that warp gate research on as well, because that's basically 3 probes worth of minerals here and now onto the forge. And it is going to be twin gases here and now for Mikoto as well. So he is looking to fully saturate this before expanding. In the meantime, Paul already on to the macro game. 2-base situation here for a blue Zerg. This is looking good so far here for Paul. So it's been a while since we've been able to do this, guys. I got pretty busy with some open division. It seems like the StarCraft scene have been, they've been getting a few things here, there, and everywhere, but nothing really major. I believe, of course, the Open Cups on ESL, keeping the ladder situation going, keeping the circuit situation with some points, just keeping it funneled on over. But in the meantime, it seems like Mikoto not gonna stop at one proxy. It is gonna be another one coming our way. Robo facility, maybe so close. Shield batteries there as well. And this is pretty interesting here from Mikoto. Can set things up, put a warp prism up here, and then use the shield batteries down below to allow them to hold the ground in that certain spot. Mortal's already double pumped. They'll be looking to go for the 1-2 punch, as Paul might be sending in this scouting expedition to try and spot things out on the other side. In the meantime though, Overlord looking for that natural, not gonna spot it whatsoever. And I feel like Paul is already wary of what is to come. Will his other Overlord spot things out? It seems like it is drifting off into its own dreams, into another spot of the map. By this point in time though, we are going to see a transition. Baneling Nest already here for Paul. Gonna be moving on over to a little bit of higher tech. Still staying on though with the Zergling composition. But it isn't just gonna be those biters, it is gonna be a little bit of the explosion action as the warp person getting warped on in. It seems like that's a really heavy Q here from Mikoto. He is putting himself in a bit of a scenario that's lots of gas not being used up whatsoever. And I feel like that forge at the early part could have been used to get the +1 at some point in time instead of queuing things up like this. Anyway though, Paul already on the hunt, looking around, trying to find where the opposition is. In the meantime, defending that main base. 2 queens, trying to hold the line. Warp for some micro here and now from Mikoto, potentially going to be keeping things up. But there you go, the shield battery hitting its mark already. Spore Crawler sets on up. On the opposite end though, Overlord under the attack. And this is going to be a Baneling bust here for Paul versus the proxy drops from Mikoto. So Zergling's of course going to be a pretty good matchup against the Immortal, but he's going to need more of the Swarm to try and face this off. These things quite hefty against Armored. They're backing a punch onto the Queens, forcing it to go on back. There you go. Still 2 Immortals versus 2 Zerglings. You already know who's going to win. 2 Queens going to go down as well. And in the meantime, Paul trying to penetrate, trying to get to the other side. Goes for the probe already. Here we go with the pull onto that Protoss line. And Mikoto having that stalker in behind as well. Still, the cleanup crew is a go. Where are the banelings by this point in time? Seems like nowhere to be found. Transition here and now for Paul. Moving over to that natural instead. Giving up this main base already. Mikoto giving chase, but at the same time, here we go with another swarm. And this time, that is going to be an easy opening here and now. Mikoto trying to go for the surround by the mineral line, using the minerals itself as a wall. But didn't shield the stalker with his probes. And right now, Mikoto has to back on out, losing everything left, right, and center. There are no more workers on the side of Mikoto except these two. And this goes down. That is going to be the show here for the Protoss. No way to produce, even with that much money in the bank. And all Mikoto can do by this point is use his robo facility as pylons are going down already. He's gonna need to queue something up before his supply drops to the red marker. At the same time though, it's a little dangerous here for Paul. He doesn't have many workers and he also doesn't have enough minerals to build a new hatchery. He still does a lot of these things moving around the map and looking to mop up this Nexus by this point. So basically, we had a base race here, and now Mikoto pretty effective with Immortals, but the defense though for the Red Protoss really just disregarding every kind of progress he was able to do. Barrier though protecting his Immortal from any kind of fatal damage. And the War Prism right now gonna be sending things over to the other side instead. So Paul, gonna have to be microing this one to a good degree. He does have a lot of units here and now with these Zerglings. How many units does he have? 25 Zerglings and 2 Banes. So you can get some good surrounds on and force the Warp Prism to get on away. Well, that might be the situation here and now for Paul to take the W. At the same time though, Mikoto mopping up the floor already. A lot of Screep Tumors here now for Paul. Sending in a few of these drones to turn into Spine Crawlers as well. Looking for this around off the robo facility. Wants to get rid of the means of production to start things off. Good War Prism Micro though from Mikoto. Nothing else to be done. Oh no, doesn't get the cancel on. That is going to be extra money being lost here by Paul. Still though, Mikoto doesn't have any other buildings, and if Mikoto can't protect this might be the show. It really is going to be a base race spawning pool versus these 2 shield batteries. Will it be enough? Who will take the win by this point? And it seems like our Zerg is going to be the one who gets it quicker. It seems like we were looking for a fight. We were looking for a final clash between the Immortals and the Zerglings. But Paul and Mikoto realizing the situation, able to take care of the structures instead. Still too little, too late there for Mikoto. Paul able to get this round, able to get the takedowns. And overall a good game there. It seems like it's just a little sloppy on Mikoto's side. If Mikoto was just able to hold that, Paul would have been in a lot of trouble having all those Zerglings on the other side. Sometimes you really have to decide if you're going to go on defense or on the attack. And if you're going to do one of the two, you have to be able to be on point with your game. And that really did fall off in favor of Paul. It seems like he just understood exactly what needed to be done in those scenarios.